So we need to get this in slope-intercept form. First of all, what form is it in right now?
What's that one we just did?
Standard.
Yeah.
Standard form. Yes, it is in standard form right now. Okay? So, slope-intercept form, we have just solve for y. Okay? Get y by itself. So the first thing that you should do is minus 8 to both sides.
Yay, I got that right.
Minus 8x, I'm sorry. Minus 8x, not just 8, okay? Because I'm trying to get y by itself. I'm trying to get the 2y by itself. So that's going to cancel that side.
I'm done. I'm the answer.
Okay?
I'm smart kid.
So now I have a negative 8x plus 24. Now, the last step that you need to do is, if 2 is being multiplied by y, divide both sides by 2. And make sure you divide the whole side by 2, not just 8, not just 24. Okay? All right? So now it's going to be y equals a negative 8 divided by a 2 gives me what?
4.
Yeah, it's going to give me a negative 4x, okay? And 24 divided by 2 gives me what? Positive 12,
I actually did that.
okay?
You told me I was wrong.
All you're doing, remember, slope-intercept form is you're just solving for y.
What did I tell you about that?
That's probably the easiest one of the three. Slope-intercept form, okay? Just solve for y. That's all you got to do. And remember, you don't have to worry about having your x positive or negative. You don't have to worry about fractions or anything. It's okay. It's all good, all right? Okay, first of all, we're looking at line AD. Now the points are A is negative 2 and 3, okay? And then the D value is 1 and negative 2. Now, write an equation in point-slope form for the line containing the side AD. So we're looking at the line AD. We have our 2 points, okay? Now for point-slope form, what are we missing? We're missing the slope.
You gotta do the y minus y.
Yes, so we have to figure out the slope first. We have 2 points. The first thing you do is figure out the slope. So I'm going to do negative 2 minus 3. Okay? And then I'm going to do 1 minus negative 2.
Why would you do that? I thought you did y1
Yeah,
minus
you
y2.
did the first one.
Yeah.
You can do it both ways, though.
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
I'm doing y2 minus y1.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Wait, negative 2 and 3.
It is. No, I bet you can't. No.
Whoa, what are you doing?
I did
Wait.
y2 negative 2 minus 3.
Okay, there's 2 negative 2s. I was confused.
And then I did 1 minus negative 2. Okay? So I'm solving for the slope. Up top, that's going to be a negative 5. On the bottom, 2 negatives make a positive. That's going to give me a 3. Okay? So now we have the slope. So our m is equal to negative 5 over 3. Now, there are 2 answers for this because it's asking us to write it in point slope form. Now, we have 2 points and we have 1 slope. So, you could use either point and substitute it in your formula of y minus y1 is equal to slope times x minus x1. You could use either point. There are 2 different answers for this, okay? I can use the point for A and substitute my x and y and then substitute my slope in, or I can use the point D and substitute my x and my y in and my slope in. So let's say if I use point A. All I'm going to do is substitute my y in for y and my x in for x. So I have y minus, for A, it's 3, is equal to our slope. We just figured that out. Okay? I'm going to do x minus our x value, which is what? Good. Okay? To simplify this, all you need to do is y minus 3. You can't simplify that anymore. You can't simplify, well, you can, but for point slope form, you don't need to do that, okay? And the one thing you need to simplify is two negatives make a positive. So that should be x plus 2. So that's one possible answer. I used the point A. I used the point A, and I used our slope. Remember, point slope form. Now, if you wanted to use point D, all you would have to do is substitute your values in. Same thing we just did. So I'm going to do y minus, our D value is negative 2. Okay? Our slope is negative 5 over 3. Our x is what? 1. Good. Now the last thing you need to do to simplify it is two negatives make a positive. So your answer could have been either one of these. Okay? Because I plugged in a negative 2 for y. So either one of these answers will work. Does everybody understand why either one of these answers will work? All I did was plug it in to both of those points. Okay? So yes, your first step is to distribute. Okay? You can't simplify y plus 2 right now, so just leave it. Go ahead and distribute negative 3 times x. It's going to be a negative 3x. Negative 3 times a negative 1 gives me a positive 3. Okay?
Now would you like add 3x to the y plus 3 thing?
Now, you can either add 3x to both sides, or you can minus 2 to both sides, whichever one you want to do first. Me personally, I like to minus 2 from both sides. Because whenever you have to get these in slope-intercept form, you're already doing that. You're already making that step. Okay? That gives me a positive 1. All right? All I'm doing is simplifying and getting x and y on the same side. Now, the last step to this is get your x and y on the same side. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. That cancels on the right side. Then I'll have 3x plus y is equal to 1. Now, the last thing you need to do when you're dealing with standard form is to look at our two criteria. Okay? First of all, is there any fractions? No, we're good. Is our a positive?
Yes.
We're good. So then now we are in standard form. That is your answer for number 1.
Okay.
That one was the easy one.
Oh, that's good.
Okay? Now, let's look at number 2.
Whoa, calm yourself.
We're doing them all together.
We're going to do quite a few together.
Wow. 1 through 12.
If you think you understand it, go ahead and move on. That's fine. Try it out by yourself. That's cool. Keep on rolling. For the people that are kind of iffy about it, follow me. Okay, first of all, remember that you can solve this 2 different ways to begin with. First of all, you can go ahead and distribute 1/3 x times x minus 6. Okay, you can go ahead and distribute that. Or you can get rid of the fraction right off the bat. How do we do that? Me personally, I think the easier way is to go ahead and distribute it. But the shorter way is to go ahead and get rid of the fraction. So that's up to you guys. Let's just distribute it. All right, so I got y minus 1 on this side. Make sure you distribute the whole fraction. Okay? The whole fraction. Negative 1/3 times a negative 6 gives me what?
1/3 x, negative 1/3 x.
Should give you a positive 2.
Oh, we're on that.
Is that correct? Yes, that's correct.
Don't you like add one to both sides?
Now, yes, good job, Carson. Yes, now go ahead and add one to both sides. All right? So it gets rid of that on that side. I have a y equals negative 1/3 x, guys, plus 3. Shh. What form am I in right now? Slope intercept form. Good job, Zach. Good job, Zach. Okay? Remember, x and y for standard form, get x and y on the same side. So I'm going to add the whole fraction, not just 1, not just 3. The whole fraction to both sides. Okay? So that it gives me a positive 1/3 x plus y is equal to 3.
Yes.
Now, your last step when you get to standard form
Don't you have to take it out of the fraction?
is to, first of all, look at, is there any fractions?
Yeah.
Yes, we have a 1/3. To get rid of that fraction, we need to multiply both sides times our what?
Denominator.
Yes. Okay? When you multiply 3 times 1/3, that gives you just 1.
Oh.
When you multiply 3 times y, that gives you a 3y. When you multiply 3 times 3, that gives you 9.
Okay.
And the last thing that you should do is look and see if our a is positive, which it is. So we are done.
Wait, how did you get the one? Oh, wait, never mind.
I got a different.
The wrong one.